Hello everyone, my name is Lucy, and today I'm gonna bring my own sharing of SHMD experiences summary, which is also related to WeShine as this summer program. So first, let me give you guys a self introduction. So my name is Lucy, and I'm a rising junior this September. I moved to US from China 3 years ago. I had really high GPA for my 5 semesters, except my first one, because that's my first semester when I moved from China. And I had a couple hard classes, like the English class, which we have to do a lot of essays and speeches, and we have to like read a lot of books, which is why I got 3.7 for that semester. I got like mid B, like about 50, 85th percent for that class. So yeah, but for later, as I went to tutorials a lot, which is like the helping session for your middle school. And then my teacher just taught me like everything that I just asked my teacher what I missed during the class or what I misunderstood during the class, and he's like really patient, so he gave me like really high score for my final speech. And yes, otherwise I had like really high GPAs. You can see that I took a lot of challenge. um, as a Chinese, I moved to US like 3 years ago, and I took a really hard English class, as I said, and I also took Spanish as my third language. Although I know a lot of you guys are taking French or Spanish, but for me personally, Spanish is kind of hardcore. Since like it's my third language, and at that period, my English is not that good, so I have to learn two languages at the same time, which is a big challenge for me. But I just get through it, and the class is not that hard. So yeah. And I also took a couple AP classes when I first went to my freshman year. I took AP Human Geography, which I kind of like learned it at home a lot because the COVID-19 started at like March. So we missed a couple classes. Uh, and like in 2020, the AP test is kind of like different from past years. So I kind of like self-teach my like self-taught a lot. So I got a 4 on the test. Also, like many of you guys might saw, oh, it's only a 4. But yeah, for me personally, I feel like it's good. And for this year, I took AP Physics 1 and AP World History, and I got my score, which is 4 and 5. I got a 5 on my AP World History, which is kind of surprise for me personally, because um yeah. So, and also if you're gonna taking like AP US history or AP world history or AP human geography, I mean like basically AP world and AP US history, I recommend you guys to watch Hemler's video. I think he is really good on teaching like these AP courses. I think he is also recording for AP Gov, but he's still doing it. So let's see how it goes. I had a couple activities for this year specifically because the COVID-19. So basically, I would just provide one example due to the time limit. So basically, I went to a data science group, which the people there is like really smart people. They all graduated from Ivy legal schools, like Stanford, Cornell, and these top schools. And we are just there to trying to find opportunities, providing for like our district students to learn more about data science, since in this time period digital things are really useful, but students just lack the opportunities to learn these things at school or at home or during this time period. So we're just there to help them to learn more. So me, I'm a high school student, so I'm just there to provide help to these students. And I think they're like I also learned a lot from like the data science group. So basically we just kind of like discussed what we should do to help them, like what lectures should we provide them. And I'm just trying to provide advice as a student perspective, like whether this thing makes sense or not, or provide some new ideas or new activities during the course for the lectures or the boot camp. We call it boot camp. So yes, it's really fun to talk to them and learn. I learn a lot from like these habits, these smart people's thinking. So yeah, and also I'm gonna talk about why I came to WeShine or SHMD organization. So I think it's a great platform for me to have more challenges. I'm not outgoing girl. I'm pretty shy if you know me at first. So I'm kind of afraid to talk to strangers. So, but as the COVID-19 started, we started like the online version thing. So I became more outgoing because I can only see the people in the screen. I cannot really like get in touch with them. So I feel like a little bit comfortable, but I still lacking like the opportunity to talk to more people. So I went to WeShine or like the SHMD. Um, Here we just kind of like have couple groups and I can talk to the people who are similar age as me. So because I have no siblings, so at school at home I have to talk to myself or my parents. Um, but yeah, so WeChat just provide me this chance to talk to more people and be not like that shy girl. So yeah, and then also I try to help more for the society. So I started to join SHMD since the COVID-19 started, I think. Yeah, and because I know COVID-19 really harmed a lot of like your education, your studying, your work or anything. So I try to help more like these type of people to develop their studying habits and to do like these like just trying to give them ambitions to continue doing it. Because I have my friends, they used to be like really good students. I mean, by like they have really high GPA, they have a lot of AP classes, and they have a lot of activities. They are really helpful. They're like really nice people, but as the COVID-19 started, they just kind of gave up. They just played the video games all the day. And then when I asked them, I was like, why you're doing that? Why you just don't continue doing like the work things? He's being like, I just don't really care. And I feel like they feel like they're always in failure because sometimes the GPA is not that high as they are at school because the online learning situation is not that fitable for every student. So they kind of get like lower GPAs. They didn't pass the test. They just kind of like gave up. So I try to help them to gain their like ambitions. I try to like keep up their working. So yeah. So what did I do in the WeShine or SHMD? So first I came here as assistant teacher for Chinese classes. I would talk a little bit about like what did I get from assisting as assistant teacher in the Chinese class. I think it helped me a lot. Yeah, I will talk about it later. So yeah, I came here as assistant teacher for Chinese class for like volunteer as a volunteer because it's really boring at home, like just kind of learning the AP's classes, just learning at home. So yeah, and then I was getting enrolled in some programs about leadership, about studying habits. I think you guys have already heard about like these growth maps, these kind of things which taught by SHMD or WeShine program. So I also learned that I also trying to teach other people who are first get enrolled to this program, like what is growth map, what is like all these specific things or like these studying habits. So I try to teach more people or recommend them to use these methods to keep their like learning or anything. So uh, and then last thing is about my e-ink. So me ink, as you guys have ever heard, like you guys have heard like the speech by our um I think sixth grader, yeah, sixth grader, seventh grader, like my by our middle school students. And like you guys have a brief understanding of meaning. So basically, I just learned meaning from Mr. One, and he taught me like what is meaning, what are we supposed to do, and like what hobbies should we develop for our purpose, for our different purposes, for either like studying or like your future jobs or like all these stuff. I think meaning fits for every single periods for your life, since it's a really helpful um thing, I think, to learn. Yeah, if you wanted to know more, please join us, and I will teach you more about meaning. And I'll just will also help you to understand like what is meaning and what we really trying to learn in this. I think it really helps me to organize my time. Yes, so okay. And what did I learn in WeShine? So I organized my time much properly. In meaning, we learned that we should set goals for different time periods. I will talk about that later a little bit. So, and also like I'm starting to do the planner things like for specific time periods. I'm doing like different things. I think that really helps me to not waste time. So, yeah. And then the second thing, I became much patiently. I learned that from assisting as assistant teacher, because I'm teaching these cute little kids like Chinese. At first, it's kind of hard for me to be like really patient because I'm always like hushing through all these things. So as I have more experiences, as I heard more like teachers talking to these kids, I think I become much patiently also during the real life. So yes. And then the third thing is thinking much comprehensively. As I said, I discuss a lot to like teachers in WeShine and like this our group members in WeShine. So as I learn more from these people, I think I have more different perspectives, like from understanding things or like injecting new ideas. So yes, I just think much comprehensively. Especially, I remember for the data science group, I inject some like really new perspective, and these smart person they just like got really shocked. It was like, oh my god, how do you get this new idea, like this new perspective? We didn't really consider that. So I think it's really, I feel like really good when I was like they just kind of like praise me that. So yeah, I feel really good about that. So okay, and how these skills help my study and development. So I set up periodic goals. I learned this in Ying. So like for different periods, you're supposed to have different goals. Or so for instance, for your week goal, or I think I also learned from WeShine. Yeah, whatever. I learned from these things, these hobby things. So for your week goal, you can set like something like I should review for this unit for AP US history or AP World history, or I should finish the homework for my AP physics class or my English class. I should finish the essays or all these stuff. If you're doing like the month's goal, it's more like I need to finish like review for the assessment, or like I need to do more practice for my AP test. All these like the month's goals. And for yearly goals, it's just like, oh, I wanted to go to my dream schools, or I wanted to pass this AP exam, like all these stuff. So set up periodic goals. I think it's a new skill that I learned from this program. Not wasting time, I mentioned that before. Like I started to do the time organization stuff. I think I have a book there. Yeah, like I have my own planner book, and I have my own like time things. I don't know, you guys can see it, but anyway, it's just, I think it's really helpful if you're just staying at home and you're trying to get things done, but sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna watch this drama for a little bit, or I'm just gonna play this video game, like play another round, you know. So sometimes you just waste time by doing those stuff. But as you set up planners, I think, and then you kind of just cross out a thing if you're finished, if you're done with that. So you feel like really accomplished after you finish all the things at the end of the day. So that's my own experience. So okay, and then the third thing is inject new ideas. As I mentioned before, you think much comprehensively. You have more perspectives, like have more perspectives of new ideas. So when you are in the project or program or any teams meeting, I think it's really good if you have these new perspectives. So yes, that's it. That's it for my sharing. So thank you guys.